Good instructions given by the ref in the early going. Mike gets it from the right hand, and ATN is down. He was really nailed with a front right hand.
No. Time. Jabs leg. Ooh, nice penetration.
The boxing world is buzzing with excitement as the highly anticipated matchup between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul approaches. Scheduled for November, this fight promises to be a thrilling spectacle that pits the legendary power and experience of Tyson against the youthful energy and rising skills of Paul. Fans and analysts alike are eagerly speculating about the potential for dramatic knockouts, especially given the contrasting backgrounds of these two fighters. Mike Tyson, affectionately known as Iron Mike, hails from Puerto Rico but is deeply associated with Cleveland, Ohio. His illustrious boxing career is marked by some of the most memorable knockouts in history. Tyson made headlines when he became the youngest heavyweight champion ever at just 20 years old by defeating Trevor Berbick. His explosive power was evident during that match, where he knocked Berbick down multiple times in the second round. Tyson's ability to deliver devastating, fight-ending blows with incredible speed has always been his trademark, and fans are keen to see if he still possesses that lethal force as he approaches the twilight of his career. One of Tyson's most iconic moments came when he dismantled Michael Spinks in a mere 91 seconds. A perfectly timed right hook, followed by a devastating left uppercut sealed Spinks' fate, demonstrating Tyson's explosive speed and pinpoint accuracy. This ability to land clean shots quickly could be a key factor in his upcoming fight against Paul. Furthermore, Tyson's rematch against Frank Bruno showcased his relentless aggression and powerful combinations, resulting in a fifth-round knockout that further cemented his reputation as a knockout artist. With Tyson's ability to apply pressure, he could potentially force Jake Paul into a defensive position, setting the stage for a dramatic and possibly brutal finish. On the flip side, Jake Paul, who first gained fame on YouTube, has carved out his niche in the boxing realm by taking on a series of high-profile opponents. In his second professional bout, Paul faced former NBA star Nate Robinson, knocking him out cold in the second round with a vicious right hand. This victory demonstrated not only his power, but also his ability to perform under pressure. Additionally, in a fight against former MMA fighter Ben Askren, Paul showcased his knockout capabilities again, finishing the match in the first round. His right hand has emerged as his weapon of choice, and fans will be keen to see if he can land a decisive blow against Tyson. The Tyson vs. Paul matchup is expected to represent a clash of generations, with Tyson's wealth of experience pitted against Paul's youthful exuberance. At 58 years old, Tyson's recent training videos and exhibition performances suggest that he still retains significant power and skill. Meanwhile, 27-year-old Paul is bolstered by a series of knockout victories and a growing confidence in his boxing abilities. Paul's unorthodox fighting style and surprising power could pose challenges for the seasoned Tyson, making this matchup all the more intriguing. Both fighters are known for their rigorous training regimens. Tyson has been focused on regaining his legendary form, training diligently to enhance his strength and speed. Paul, on the other hand, has been honing his boxing skills under professional guidance, continually working to refine his technique and strategy. As the fight approaches, the dynamics between these two fighters will undoubtedly play a crucial role in determining the outcome. Tyson's aggressive style might force Paul to rely heavily on his defensive skills and counterpunching abilities. Conversely, Paul could leverage his youth and agility to keep Tyson at bay and search for openings to land his own shots. The potential for fireworks is high, and fans are eagerly anticipating how each fighter will adapt their strategy to gain the upper hand. Canelo Alvarez, the reigning super middleweight champion, has weighed in on this upcoming fight. When questioned about his interest in it, he was candid, stating, "Not at all." He expressed his opinion that the involvement of a new broadcaster like Netflix in boxing was a positive development, but criticized the fight itself. Alvarez remarked, "I think Netflix is good for boxing, but I think with that fight, they're doing something wrong. It's more of a show than a real fight, and I'm not interested." The 10-round bout will feature 2-minute rounds and will be recorded on both fighters' professional records, making it an official match despite the unique circumstances surrounding it. Paul's decision to challenge Tyson, who is nearly 3 decades his senior, has stirred considerable controversy. Critics argue that this fight represents a no-win situation for Paul, who has built a 10-fight record primarily against retired MMA fighters, many of whom are typically smaller and less experienced in boxing. Despite the skepticism surrounding the age gap and Tyson's enduring skills, there are voices within the sport, like that of Evander Holyfield, who believe this could be a competitive match. Holyfield, who fought Tyson twice, cautioned the younger fighter in an interview with Fight Hub TV. He advised Paul to be mindful of Tyson's speed and power, noting, "If he stays close to Mike, his chance of winning will be greater. But if he tries to stay away, he's going to get caught. Mike is like a snake. He'll pop out on you." Holyfield's insights underscore the unpredictable nature of boxing, where anything can happen. Dustin Poirier, another prominent fighter, has expressed his concerns about Tyson's return to the ring. Poirier wishes that Tyson would avoid the bout altogether, highlighting the dangers posed by the significant age difference. "I don't want to see Tyson get hurt," he said, emphasizing his worries about the potential consequences of the matchup. Poirier acknowledged that Paul, being young and athletic, has the means to assemble a formidable training camp, making him a legitimate threat. "It's not personal against Paul," Poirier clarified, but he remains apprehensive about the risks involved for Tyson. Paul's journey into boxing began in 2020 when he transitioned from being a YouTube sensation to a professional fighter. He quickly rose to prominence by selecting opponents who were well-known but had limited boxing backgrounds. His knockout of Nate Robinson garnered widespread attention and marked a pivotal moment in his ascent. Following that victory, he faced a series of retired MMA fighters, including Ben Askren, Tyron Woodley, and Anderson Silva, racking up an impressive record of knockouts and solidifying his place in the boxing world. Poirier has also been monitoring the bare-knuckle fighting circuit, remaining open to the possibility of participating in such bouts if the opportunity aligns with his criteria. He believes that bare-knuckle MMA represents a more authentic form of combat, and pointed out that grappling might be more effective without gloves. Poirier expressed that participating in bare-knuckle fights would require substantial compensation due to the inherent risks involved. Reflecting on his experiences at various events, he described the stark contrast between watching from afar and being up close to the action. "You can hear the knuckles hitting skulls. It's brutal," he remarked, highlighting the raw intensity of the sport. In the midst of this highly anticipated matchup, Brendan Schaub has unveiled a captivating conspiracy theory surrounding the initial scheduling of the Tyson vs. Paul fight. Originally set to take place at AT&T Stadium, the bout was postponed when Tyson experienced a medical scare while traveling from Miami to Los Angeles. Feeling unwell, he suffered from lightheadedness and nausea, which was later identified as a flare-up of an ulcer. Despite this setback, there remains optimism for a November showdown, and both fighters are eager to showcase their skills in the ring. As fight night approaches, the excitement continues to build, and fans are poised for what promises to be a memorable encounter. The clash of styles, generational differences, and the weight of each fighter's legacy will create a dynamic atmosphere in the arena. Regardless of the outcome, the Tyson vs. Paul matchup represents a significant moment in boxing history, and fans can expect a spectacle that highlights the sport's unpredictability and thrill. In conclusion, the upcoming fight between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul encapsulates the essence of boxing, a clash of legends and rising stars, experience versus youth, and the relentless pursuit of greatness. As the date draws near, anticipation will only continue to grow, and all eyes will be on the ring as these two fighters prepare to face off in a bout that promises to deliver unforgettable moments and perhaps even a few surprises. The boxing world will be watching closely, and the outcome of this fight could have lasting implications for both fighters, shaping their legacies in the annals of boxing history.